Wednesday on Your View. Welcome to the show. I am Murayo Afolabi. Always have the ladies with me. Elijah and Yes, you're caught on camera.
You have something to say.
How you doing?
I'm fine. I thank God. That's all.
This badge that you gave all of us, what is it about?
So Miriam had invited me yesterday to the Women Economic Empowerment Roadmap launch that Lagos State government was doing. And I know that...
And you told us about it, you're going to yesterday.
Yes. The PS Women Affairs is my big aunt. And I said, okay, let me go there just so that we will reunite, which was, nice. It was really fun.
Thank you.
Auntie Remy, that's what I like to call her, the deputy governor's wife, was seated, and she graciously greeted us.
Graciously greeted.
The camera will face the greeting. Thank you,
sweet.
Thank you, ma.
You're stars.
You know, she's not about superstar. She's a woman.
She's just quite, you know, a down to earth person.
She's very nice.
Very nice.
She's very, very, very. She's just a good. And she loves the show with all her heart.
Yes.
So we're grateful for her support.
We're trying to get her to come. I met some people who should be on this show talking those women affairs issues. One of the lecturers from she said she's a consultant, Dr. Is it NECA? Yeah. She should be on the show. She should, you know, these are the sort of conversations that we should be having.
Okay. Yeah. Fantastic.
And so should
Hey, Mariam.
Hi, everyone. And so I was invited by my sister, actually, who developed the policy. So that's what she does, and I think she'll be a brilliant guest on our show, you know, to talk about this. So this is her job. She's done it for Nigeria, she does it for other countries, you know, help develop policies on economic empowerment, you know. So it'll be amazing to have her on the show, and let's have her. So I was quite proud of her. I went there with my shoulders high, like family. Nice, so that was it. That was the highlight of our day. We were greeted with so much love, you know, by many people who watch us, not only those who live in Lagos, but people who had come in from out of state, you know, recognize us, and everybody just sends their greeting to each and every one of us. Oh, tell them we love them, thank them for what you do, you're doing such a good job. We hear that all the time, so.
Fantastic. Please, good to have. Did you guys plan this orange?
No, she's Miriam that copied me.
Who's copying who here? Okay.
Miriam is copying me.
Hello, Obiachili Ugbo. You look really nice today.
Thank you. Thank you. As tired as I am.
How was work? I know you went to...
Yes, I've been working. I got to the house midnight yesterday because I had to be on set
grind.
This morning. Yeah, so I've been on a TV series set where I'm playing lead.
The mechanic.
And I've been working with brilliant actors. Many of the actors I've been seeing on TV. It was my first time working with them.
Wow.
And it was really good. So that's what I've been doing. Then also, we've tried to do mini packs of our skincare products. We have some students who are asking for the product and they want it in smaller packs so that they can afford it. So we've done that to have the mini packs, to have the full set. So whichever you can afford, for people who also want to just test it and see how it works with their skin, you can get the mini pack. So there's a lot of work.
And that can be used for a travel pack too.
Yeah,
travel pack. So you can always go.
Just get your small pack and
just
it will last you for a month. That's
what
we're
doing. Nice. Good to see you.
Thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm just grateful to God. You know, God is doing some great things. I know. Trying to do less of speaking. I'm invited. I'm going to the Nigeria Credit Guarantees event on Monday. I'm really excited about that because the new thing the president had created to help de-risk loans, and he created this new agency and give them, I think, 100 billion naira. So we'll be discussing how we can give young people loans. You know, young people are scared of getting loans because of issues like collateral. So this agency helps you to de-risk that, so that it also supports the loans they get from government, and then make it easier for them to access this loan. So I'm really excited about that conversation.
Zero interest.
Interest-free loans.
So when you go to the bank doesn't give you money because maybe you don't have collateral. So because of that, you now go to the agency. So they now support you, and they reassure the bank that don't worry, we would help to take on the risk. So don't worry. So give them the money like a guarantor. So that's what this agency is for.
So the agency will
just remove interest like this.
Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll take the loan.
The agencies will also vet, of course, the people who.
Oh yes, absolutely. So I'm really excited about it because I wanted to see because there are a lot of initiatives come from government. For whatever reason, people don't understand it. There's bureaucracy.
Chook mouths inside that interest
so we
rate
need
for
to.
us, please.
People don't even know a lot of the policies government have. It's foreigners that know all the policies.
I'm telling you.
They use it.
Let's go on a very short break. When we come back, look at the front page of the papers. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Thanks for staying with us. We're going to start with the nation. Oh, we got to welcome Tukwe Makadige in the building. She just, snuck in. We welcome you. We usually have this kind of arrangement when we have big topics, but today is just one of those days. So it's good to have you. All right, let's start with the nation. APC PDP kickstart 2027 plans with key NEC meetings. CBN 8 banks meet recapitalization threshold. Eastern Rail Line project gets $3 million vote in the $20 billion external borrowing plan. Natasha supporters create scene at National Assembly. President to inaugurate cancer centers in Katsina, Benin, and Nsukka. Adeleke Oyinola was shown PDP leaders back Tinubu's re-election, and Attorney General Fagbemi's office denies government stake in the first holdco DLC. This day Arise reports malicious issues back and forth. Okay, which story are we starting with?
Let me even start with that one. So let me quickly say that the spokesperson, Special Assistant to the President on Communication and Publicity, Office of the Attorney General of the Federation, Kamorudin Ogudele, has denied any involvement, in fact, let me say, between the Attorney General's office or the federal government in participating in acquiring any shares in First Bank Co.
Okay.
So the, of course, the Arise broadcast or publication had indicted the AG's office in a special purpose vehicle, which was used to acquire about 40%, and increased it from the initial 50% owned by $100 in First Hold Co. And they insisted that it was done in connivance with the Office of the Attorney General, who acquired 25% stake in the First Bank Holdings. and they released that paper saying that it was like a trustee setup
Right.
in knowledge with the CBN holding this for the federal government,
Right.
and they are denying completely. He says that it is unequivocally stated that neither did the federal government nor the AG's office participate in any acquiring any shares or these shares in question. The circumstances surrounding the shareholding structure are distinct from any government involvement. He also went further to say that the shares in question or the trustee set up by First Old Co with the central bank approving Stanbic IBTC as a third-party overseer is involved in the shareholding structure and not the federal government. So I hope that, and he's also imploring the media to please be
That's right.
be transparent and do due diligence in reporting this issue.
Okay, so we have 8 banks who have successfully met the new minimum capital requirements stipulated for their licenses by the Central Bank of Nigeria. This was confirmed yesterday. They said banks had started raising funds last year to meet the CBN's recapitalization requirement, which has a March 2026 deadline to it. So speaking at a news conference in Abuja at the conclusion of the 2-day Monetary Policy Committee (MPC) meeting yesterday, Governor of CBN Olayemi Kadoso said that many banks had made significant progress in strengthening their capital base to align with the new regulatory threshold. He also noted that the 8 banks have fully met the recapitalization requirements, while others are making progress towards meeting the deadline. And he said, under the ongoing recapitalization program launched in March 2024, the Apex Bank adopted a distinctive definition of minimum capital base in addition of paid up share capital and share premium, excluding other reserves and retained profits. And he said the definition implied that nearly all banks have to raise new capital, despite the fact that most banks have shareholder funds in excess minimum capital base. So to be able to get the international licenses, you are required to have a minimum share of capital and share premium of 500 billion, while others with national banking licenses are required to have minimum share capital and share premium of 200 billion by the deadline of March 2026. So 8 banks have already succeeded in getting their capital base. And it was something that happened at the time that many banks were panicking because they now realized that they had to merge so that at least their capital base would be up to par with what the CBN is saying.
Our president will tomorrow inaugurate 3 newly completed cancer centers in Katsina, Benin, and Nsukka. They are part of the 6 cancer centers under construction. So in 2024, the president approved the involvement of NSIA in upgrading 6 oncology centers for the treatment of cancer in 6 federal university teaching hospitals across the nation's geopolitical zones. The coordinating minister had given a deadline of between 18 and 20 months to complete the centers. And tomorrow, the centers that have been built at the Federal Teaching Hospital, Katsina, the University of Nigeria Teaching Hospital in Nsukka, and the University of Benin Teaching Hospital. So this shows the fulfillment of the president's promise to Nigeria that he will tackle the scourge of cancer. ABU Teaching Hospital Zaria, Jos University Teaching Hospital, and Lagos University Teaching Hospital are expected to be inaugurated in the 2nd phase. Research, has indicated that cancer was the 4th leading cause of death in Nigeria as of 2022, over 5,000 of the over 8,000 diagnosed cases resulting in death. So as you can see, there's a serious gravity, to this, and this is our president's way of saying, they will do everything that they can to make sure that we fight this head on.
Almost 34
All right, so the Senate, the Aliyu Wada-led committee, that is the Senate Public Accounts Committee, were visibly angry on Tuesday when the group CEO of the NNPCL, Engineer Bayo Ojulari, failed to honor the invitation the 4th time. They've invited him 4 times to explain 210 trillion naira that is unaccounted for in the NNPC account during the audit that took place between 2017 and 2023. They said that while they found that 213 trillion unaccounted for, they asked him to explain, and for the 4th time he didn't show up. Even though he had sent a letter, the clerk delivered the letter saying that they had an urgent invitation from the president to have a meeting with the president, and that's the reason he's not showing up for the interview. They have issued they said if he doesn't show up today by 3 p.m., they will issue a warrant. that he be brought
goodness. And this is what the Ezani started.
Okay, let's go on a short break. When we come back, we continue with the review. Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Chef.
Do you think you can outplay me in this game of wits and knowledge? Can you go 7 rounds without flinching? I meant answering 7 questions correctly. How well can you hold your liquor? If you're curious, then join us for the most exciting conversation and games with your favorite celebrities on 7 of 7.
Get ready to step into the heartbeat of your city like never before. Welcome to Events Diary, where every moment is a celebration. From the electric energy of Owambe extravaganza, to the richness of our culture, to the sophistication of corporate gatherings, Events Diary is your VIP pass to the hottest gatherings in Nigeria. And guess what? I'll be your guide, your style icon. Each week, join me as I transform from traditional chic to corporate sleek. Whether it's a birthday bash or a high-profile gala, you won't just see it, you'll feel like you're right there with me. Aww. From meetings to evening soirees, I'll be there. Or to the trendiest street festivals or to music concerts, Events Diary has something for everyone. So join me as we explore the vibrant tapestry of Nigerian scene, one event at a time.
Brand new studio, brand new set, a new face, but still your favorite breakfast show, Wake Up Nigeria.
It's a fresh new energy, new vibe. You smell that?
Now that's the smell of tasty, tantalizing food from our various chefs.
And when it comes to sports updates with insightful analysis, the place you want to be is Wake Up Nigeria.
That's right. Every second there's a fresh occurrence, and every minute there's a story to tell. Keep abreast of happening locally and internationally via the news updates of Wake Up Nigeria.
It's live camera fashion, where we strut, slay, and sachet and keep you updated with all the latest fashion trends.
Level up your morning.
Watch Wake Up Nigeria, where every morning begins with a spark.
It's downright time to speak with the Gen Z perspective.
Hey, chick for me this and she was like, this is Sharma,
Saying it not the way they want it.
Outrightly, I don't think I would budget more than 25K for a first date.
The Generation Z are ranting.
Thanks for staying with us. Moving on now to The Punch. APC may pick Ganduje's successor at make or break neck meeting. Picture story here. Israeli protests in Tel Aviv over Gaza food shortages. Natasha heads to court after Senate blockade. ADC boils over Tinubu's endorsements by Adeleke and Oyinlola. Dangote exports 1.3 billion liters petrol as marketers buy foreign fuel. And Senate okays Tinubu's $21 billion foreign loans. Let me start with that foreign loan because that's the story I had. According to the report, work may soon begin on the revitalization of the Eastern Rail Corridor, as the Senate yesterday approved the $21 billion foreign loan requested by the president, of which $3 billion is earmarked for the rail corridor, which stretches from Port Harcourt, Rivers State to Maiduguri and Borno State capital. Victor May, Labour Party senator representing Anambra Central, described the approval as a milestone. According to him, he said, "This is the first time I have ever seen a $3 billion allocated to rebuild the Eastern Rail line. That alone justifies our full support for the loan." And they approved the $21 billion. So I mean, I'm happy about that, but it's one thing to say it, another thing for it to be done. So now that it's been earmarked, once the money comes, we hope indeed it's going to be used for that Eastern Rail line.
Yeah. I have the picture story.
Yes,
Israeli activists gathered at Habima Square on Tuesday for a protest march towards the Israeli Defense Ministry headquarters in Tel Aviv. They were denouncing the ongoing food shortage and forced displacement of Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. The activists were bearing placards with inscriptions like "Starvation is a war crime," "We're all responsible," "It is being done in our name." They marched with sacks of flour towards the Israeli Defense Ministry headquarters in Tel Aviv. The United Nations in June had condemned what it claimed was Israel's weaponization of food in Gaza. They called it a war crime. Aid agencies had urged and have making warnings about malnutrition that has multiplied, amongst the victims. They said dozens of Palestinians, mostly children, have died from starvation and malnutrition amid a continued Israeli blockade. The humanitarian organizations have raised the alarm over worsening malnutrition, and aid convoys reportedly blocked with the aid convoys reportedly blocked at the border. Children on Tuesday, medical sources reported that 21 children died within 72 hours from severe hunger and malnutrition. Hospitals in Gaza are overwhelmed with patients suffering from acute food deprivation. Among the fatalities were 2 newborns and a child, all of whom succumbed to hunger-related complications. So that's the story there. And
that in itself is a hot topic.
Yes.
So I have a human interest story here. 26-year-old artisan, identified simply as Timei, right, has been killed during cult initiation rites in the Awoyaya area of Etiosa local government, Lagos State. So according to the story, it said it happened Tuesday, July 18, when suspected members of the rival cult group ambushed the initiation ground. So they had gone to carry out their own initiation, but then another cult group came in there and started shooting. And the people who brought him, they understand this thing, so they were able to escape, but he couldn't, and so they killed him there. So, the matter has been taken to the police. They are trying as much as possible to see how they can find the cultists. And I was wondering, people are still doing blending. I heard that word last in the university, where you go and join cult and they blend you. They do some rituals. With initiation. They call it blending. And they're still doing it.
Even now in recent days.
Whoa.
You know that it's still an ongoing thing. My neighborhood used to be a very quiet, safe neighborhood. I came back and they have killed 4 people.
Oh my goodness.
And we have police patrolling everywhere.
Please, let's talk to our young people. I beg.
There are better options to connect.
So Dangote was speaking at the Commodity Insights Conference on
United States of Dangote.
Yes, Dangote is doing cement in 10 African countries. Of course, now United States of Africa for Dangote. So, he was speaking at the Commodity Insights Conference on West African refined fuel market, and he said that his refinery has exported up to 1 million tons of petrol, which amounts to about 1.3 billion liters of petrol. In the irony of this story, marketers in our country, where the refinery exists, are importing foreign fuel for market purpose. So they are fighting monopoly. So that's the story.
Any other story in Punch?
Yes, I do. A quick one. 17 suspected internet fraudsters were caught, and they were paraded by the EFCC. The statements carried that they were found based on intelligence reports that was given to them, and they found them with the phones, 5 cars, 4 laptops, 20 phones, and that these items were recovered from the 17 suspects. They also mentioned that they also found a group of people in a similar circumstance on the 19th of July in Uyo. But all of these people are in the category of internet fraudsters, Yahoo Yahoo, Hustle Kingdom, and they are located in another place in Humaya that's still within the same dealing with internet fraudsters. The conversation now carried that they would be upon conclusion of investigation, the paraded 17 people will be taken to court, and that prosecution will take place. The reason we take these stories basically is so that internet fraudsters that are watching are aware that people are being caught. You don't think you would escape because it might be your own turn will come as well. You know.
Okay. Daily Sun, recapitalization, 8 banks meet target. I think this is that story. NNPCL remits 6.96 trillion naira to federal coffers in 5 months, declares 905 billion profits for June. Edo, excuse me, Atiku, Wike clash over Obi. NECO, pilot CBT SSCE examination in Abuja and goes full CBT next year. And Senate under Akpabio, worst in Nigeria history, says Natasha. Excuse me. So let me take that story quickly. Senator Natasha Akpotodwaha has slammed the 10th Senate under the leadership of Godswill Akpabio as the worst in the nation's political history. The Kogi Central lawmakers spoke yesterday after she was prevented from accessing the Senate chamber by the security operatives. She said it specifically, I will say this, pretty much it's a shame that we have had so many good Senate presidents such as Chuba Okadigbo of blessed memory, Senator David Mark, you've had Bukola Saraki, we've even had Hamad Lawal, who is a senator right now. And I'll say that pretty much that this is the worst Senate ever Nigeria's ever had. And I hope we will not have to suffer this anyone because it tells a lot on the individual, referring to Senator Godswill Akpabio. Okay,
so the Minister for Education, Dr. Tunji Alausa, along with National Assembly members and officials of the National Examination Council, NECO, led by the Registrar of NECO, Professor Ibrahim Washishi, they monitored the pilot exam of CBT exams. With the NECO exams happening presently, they commenced the implementation of their pilot phase of the CBT examination systems for candidates yesterday. And the minister, of course, was very happy. He says that, you know, this is the pilot one, but going forward, they are looking to move to be more innovative, using more digital innovations and infrastructure to transform examination systems. I'm so impressed by these young ones who will be doing full CBT. Remember those days we used to do shading? We failed the full exam just not shading properly.
Okay. Yeah, I have a story. The House of Reps has introduced a bill seeking to bar public officials and their families from using private healthcare facilities and sending their children to private schools. So Amobi Oga, a member representing Isu Ikwoto, Umunechi Federal Constituency of Abia State, and the sponsor of the proposed legislation, is titled Private Institutions and Healthcare Service Providers Prohibition Bill 2025, and is aimed at improving the standard and integrity of public health and education facilities in the country. He explained that, you know, the need by our public officials to patronize private health and education facilities for themselves and their immediate families has led to the neglect of public hospitals and schools. And he talked about, he says in 2024, Nigeria allocated a total of 1.336 trillion naira to healthcare in 2024 budget, which is a far cry from the estimated 1.6 trillion or over 1.6 trillion naira, over $1 billion Nigerians spend annually on medical treatments abroad. Nigerians also spent at least $29.29 billion on foreign medical expenses during the 8 years of late Mohammed Buhari's administration. In education, Nigeria spent over $38 million on foreign education expenses between January and March, while in 2023 we spent over $218 million. And, you know, the lawmaker says it's time for us to all tell ourselves the truth. We can't keep going on like this.
I like how this sounds.
Yes, it sounds great, but we'll see how far this goes.
I don't even believe this.
He says that because we are using all this money on foreign trips for medical reasons and educational purposes. We're not able to put in the resources that we need in our schools and our hospitals.
Thank you, I agree.
And he also said, if we are able to implement petroleum subsidy, and we're like, this is the time to do this one next.
So I think it's a hot topic because there are different angles to this story. Some would argue that doesn't make a lot of sense because really governments really shouldn't be building hospitals, that government should be facilitating, because just how many hospitals can government build? Remember when we went to Uyo for MM's wedding, a government, Akpabio had built a whole hospital. We're all so impressed. No hospitals, no doctors. I'm giving you an example. That some doctors can say, okay, I don't want to live in this state. I want to go to Port Harcourt. I want to go to Lagos. And you're trying to get them to retain them. How many doctors can you pay for? How many machines can you pay for? That's an argument. Doesn't mean that it's not possible. How many hospitals can government build? There's that. We didn't say there's that part of it.
Services.
I'm just saying that
they should build more.
There's that argument. So it's a hot topic. And it's an interesting topic because it's always easier to say that government should. But really and truly, can government really do it?
They should patronize us.
Okay. What on the list of priorities? What number?
Education is also priority for some of us. So we'll look at it. It's a very interesting topic that I think we should have a conversation over. Let's go on a very short break. Natasha is trending. Let's our first topic. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back.
Start your day and have a good time. Keep on creaming. Where you need to have the break time. So keep on creaming.
It's not 2 minutes after the minus here, please. Don't show me. I don't want to see.
That's why they'll keep
Gen Z, express yourself.
How long will it take for you to kiss then? Even if it's not sexual intercourse.
The conversation just got Gen Z'd.
Do it, love. Do it to it. Do it. Do it.
Hello, TVC Communications. How can I help?
What makes TVC the right choice for my business?
Excellent question, sir. Let me share some exciting facts with you.
Start your day on TVC Entertainment with Wake Up Nigeria, a family and lifestyle show. Your view empowers women globally.
It's your view, let it count.
Entertainment Splash delivers the hottest celebrity trends. On TVC News, we keep you informed with breaking news and in-depth analysis of events shaping the world.
I will continue to speak the truth.
TVC News at 7 and TVC News at 10 p.m. delivers the most important stories of the day. Max FM, your hit music radio station, captivates listeners daily across Lagos and Abuja, making every commute more enjoyable. Adaba 88.9 FM is not left out, as it is the voice of Southwest. And on TVC Digital, we reach to million viewers daily. All together, pulls in over 17 million viewers daily. Contact us on 0707 272 8338 or marketing at tvccommunications.tv. Partner with TVC Communications today. Let's grow together.
Thanks for staying with us. So our hot topic today, obviously, is just a follow-up. So tensions ran high at the National Assembly complex in Abuja as Senator Natasha Akpoti-Uduaghan attempted to resume her duties. Despite a court order ruling in her favor, security personnel blocked her entry. Supporters chanted push as they tried to force their way in. The Senate claims the court's order isn't enforceable, warning her to stay away. Akpoti-Uduaghan accused the Senate leadership of contempt of court. The dispute highlights the ongoing power struggle between the senator and the leadership of the Senate. The situation raises questions about the rule of law, legislative processes, and so many other things. She has vowed to pursue legal solutions to resolve this issue. What are your initial thoughts on this? Because, as I said, it's an ongoing case. This happened yesterday, and in the papers we took the story. However, we also have a copy of the judgment. So Nima would share with us the excerpts of some of that judgment so that we understand exactly what the court said versus what she carried out by coming to work yesterday. To join the conversation, you can call us on 020-163-52013, 090-241-63440. You can also send us messages on X and YouTube. We'll be happy to read your thoughts. Nima, give us in a nutshell, because I read that judgment also, and there was a part of it that I felt probably that was what she was leaning towards. The point 10 that said that to suspend a member for a period of 6 months equals to suspension. That I find this excessive. So the fact that they suspended her for 180, the judge said she found it excessive and overreaching, noting that it will prevent a member from complying with the section. So that having that, implying that you shouldn't have suspended her for that much. So now, what are your thoughts on the judgment?
The Constitution does not totally address every issue. So there are other bodies, other laws, and some of those laws you will see the Constitution addressing. There's something that is called an ouster clause that limits certain bodies from going into something. Yes. And this judgment, when you're reading it, you will see also in judgments there are compelling orders. There's opinion of the judge. When the judge is saying, "I believe," that's more like an opinion, not a compelling order. An order says must. Those are the words shall that must be used when a judge is saying that. So when I read this, before I read this judgment as at yesterday, I felt okay. Both of them, both parties, Natasha as well as the Senate, had appealed the judgment in question. So why is the back and forth? You want to enforce, you simply get, if it's not enforceable, you go back to court and get an enforcement order. If the judgment is declaratory, you go back and get an enforcement order to put some compelling force on that judgment. So that was where I was waiting from, but I don't read the judgment. So the judgment is that all previous orders, all pending application before the court become seized of the matter and are hereby set aside, except the originating summons, which is the one before the court, the preliminary objections, and the motion for interlocutory injunctions, which will be taken together in this judgment. And they said that having found the plaintiff, this was a compelling order I saw in the orders. Having found the plaintiff acted in breach of this court subsisting order, the plaintiff must take responsibility for her action and remedy the same. So thus, an order is hereby made for the plaintiff to pay a fine in the sum of 5 million naira to the federal government treasury and to publish a public apology to the court in 2 national dailies and on her Facebook page within 7 days of today to purge herself of the contempt, and that 7 days has passed.
She didn't do it.
And that the preliminary objection succeeds in part, and in that some aspect of the course of action may be inchoate, but in enforcement of fundamental rights, an act that can lie where the infringement is in anticipation or is being or is likely to be breached.
Okay, but
let me
in a nutshell.
Nutshell. No, there's a reason why I'm reading it.
Yes, it's important.
So the only compelling order is what I have taken.
Yes.
When the judge went further, the judge continued to use, to explain how this is a hardship, how this is disenfranchising
the reason why I want
her constituency.
To come down to number 12, which is where I think Natasha is standing on, where the judge says that the Senate has the power to
do 11
I
first.
believe. Okay,
do 11 first.
Let me do 11. Okay, that I am of the opinion, right, that the Senate has the power to review the provisions of the Senate rules and can even amend Section 42, subsection 2 of the Legislative House and act on both being excessive overreaching. Now, 12 says the Senate has the power to, and I believe, should recall the plaintiff and allow her to resume representing the people who sent her there to represent them.
I believe.
So,
I believe the Senate has power to recall. Not I believe.
Not I believe.
Once you put I believe,
it's your
the power is with you.
Yeah.
I am now advising.
Yeah.
The
so
judge.
are we going to blame the judge now?
No, it's what is before the judge.
But the judge
if you have this kind of order,
so why would the judge use those wordings instead of enforceable?
Because you know that's why they brought preliminary objections. The Senate is an independent body. There's not so much the judiciary can do to interfere in the business, and this was a business of the Senate based on the Senate orders and their rules.
So we don't have
of their floor.
The Senate.
So what you can do, even in the past when Ndume had the suspension and all of them had their suspension, you will notice that the orders were, to apply to ask the Senate to appeal to the Senate. So the Senate
is as a body.
Is the one. I would rather that Senator Natasha resumes House, then moves an order for the amendment of these sections that are overpowering of the Senate.
Yes.
Because as it be now, let's see what the Court of Appeal will rule.
All in all,
I think that the judge is also careful. You don't want to do this, and you say the Court of Appeal sets it aside for you being overreaching as a first cause of first instance.
So she's being careful as a judge, and also the Senate also they're exerting their own authority.
So please, can I ask, who are the lawyers that advised Natasha?
The same lawyers.
So
if I was a lawyer, I would
go there after reading all of the judgments. Because even we laymen here understood, I believe, that it's not enforcing.
Don't talk about the lawyers. She was going the Tuesday before she said she would not go again. So the lawyers were advising them. But the people that escorted her to the house now,
but then she goes ahead to continue.
But also she needs the media, because the truth is that there are lots of people who believe that Natasha is being oppressed. She's being subjected to these house rules that are very, very discriminatory. So because we believe, a lot of people believe in the cause. So they want to ensure that she's not being taken advantage of, because obviously
and I would say Natasha has the senator has, since this case started, what has made her quite popular and on the lips of everyone is that she has done everything against the grain of what is expected. And sometimes when you're fighting for a particular cause, it's not for those who are sitting nice and pretty and following the procedure. It's for those who are willing to, upturn everything, And so I see that that's what she's trying to do. And as you said, once she's able to get in there, then we can now start looking at policies like this and prevent it from happening further in future. But if you're looking at a politician, the regular Nigerian politician is always calculating, if I do this too much, how will this affect my going back? So this is someone who is willing to put that career even on the line for what she believes should be just and fair.
This is not so much about her career. This is also so much about the constituency. The judge's emphasis, constituency is misrepresentation or non-representation in the House pending this suspension.
That's on one side. The other side, which Mariam is saying, which was where I was going to lean into, is the fact that Natasha did not follow standard political moves, which is to go and meet the political blocs, settle the issue behind the scene, and then just comes back as she's reinstated. What we need now for the good of our democracy is to have more Natashas speak out against and stand for them. Whenever we settle things behind closed doors, we don't strengthen our democracy. We don't strengthen our democracy. We would have seeming peace. We would have a similitude of we are democratic, but still we have a few power blocks controlling everything happening. That's not democracy. Democracy is what we're seeing playing out. So some might not like what Natasha is doing. Some might feel like she's bringing hoodlums to the floor. Some might feel like, why is she being so aggressive? Why is she not listening? Why is she not bending? No. Bending has gotten us this far, where some other senators have been suspended, their location not represented, and it just went on like that. So if she stands her ground, and maybe later on, after she has stood her ground for a long period of time, we find a solution compelled by law. Or we now have to rewrite the law to make sure that things like this don't happen.
You go first.
Please wait. Let me say something, right? Even though a lot of people are applauding what she's doing, we need to be sure that we are setting the right examples. He that must come to equity must come with clean hands. So if you are standing on your rights, make sure that your right is in the right, right? So that because the younger ones are watching. We are also setting up a system where we are leading by example. So it would have been so sweet that she was following the constitution and following the law and standing on her ground. Everybody will carry it on the head. But it seems now that when you are bringing up the issues, you are realizing that she's not paying attention to the law, she's not paying attention to the constitution, she's doing her own thing and insisting on that. What are we teaching young people? I'm not against women speaking up.
The law is flawed.
No,
I'm not against. No, there's a way they can amend the law, even if it's flawed.
Nobody can checkmate the Senate.
No,
the
there's a
Senate
way.
agrees to do
that's why
something.
we've
Let me
voted.
land. There's a way they can checkmate the Senate. It's not two wrongs cannot make a right.
How would they checkmate it?
So if you wait, for instance, this judgment that was given and it was interpreted properly, and you wait out the time for the suspension, and then you get back in, rightfully so, you can now start pushing and standing on these things have to change.
But you have of non-representation.
I see. You have already done something that you were. Somebody has to pay the price.
I don't agree with
You have done something. Somebody will have to pay.
We wouldn't have democracy. If people were waiting for law, we won't have democracy.
It's not about law. Let's
I like that you came back to the rule of law.
Yes, of course.
So she cannot be asking that the law is flawed without obeying the rule of law.
As simple as
I had said against Amaka's argument on the table that do the fine for the contempt of court. Pay the fine, do the apologies as the court had ordered. You that have not done it, that you have appealed it, and you have come to the house now without the backing of an order of court, and the court in question that you have gone to, it is your application that was heard.
And the world is watching.
Do you understand? You cannot now come to the floor of the house when there is a pending appeal against the order of the house, compelling the same house. You know that the National Assembly, as a law-making body, is one of our institutions. So you're saying that the entire institution, the entire people, you want to face them against this right, and you want to disobey the rules that has guided the business of that place.
I may feel like that.
The business of that place can only be amended inside that place.
I hear you, but I know that a lot of the things that have moved on in this country and many countries is from people who have had to work at it from the outside. They had to stand and face the law. And talking about acting like hoodlums or this is against the law, even though the judge did not use enforceable words, she agrees that this does not seem fair. She agrees that this should have been overturned. She agrees that she should be recalled so that she can still represent the people that she was voted in to represent. So she's not going there against all good judgment or good decision. Even the court agrees with her. But for some reason, which lawyers can, for some reason, which I think is all this legalese and what you have explained about, they are unable to, the Senate is independent of the judiciary. They use enough words for us to know that what she's asking for is right.
No, I hear what you're saying. I remember watching a movie. I can't remember what movie it was, where something happened either in the US Navy or where they had to be court-martialed within the Navy. So they committed a crime, as much as the people wanted them to crucify that person, but only the laws within either the US Army or the US Navy could handle the situation. So in some cases like that, where things happen, because I was going to talk about the fact that who's going to check. So in some areas, just like the Nigerian police, certain things you can do. Police can do something, but they still need to be court-martialed. They still need to be brought back into the system of the police to check them. So there are some. So I agree that the only way we can have a healthy democracy is where people have opinion to check certain things. But there's certain bodies that, for whatever reason, they are the ones that can internally regulate themselves, and that also must be reviewed.
So strong. And yet, when we have things that really concerns the pain point of the average Nigerian,
they say it's out of their hands. My sister.
This very powerful Senate, yet will say they cannot handle it. So for me, it is a major concern.
Which one is in their hands? The Senate rules or the Constitution? Which one is out of their hands?
The Constitution is in their hands. You see, this Senate everything is in their hands. Sadly, oversight is in their hands. On this issue, they are so powerful.
Remember, they voted
they don't
on
fight
this issue. The people who were amend the Senate are the people sitting inside while Senator Natasha is outside. When they voted, it was almost unanimous against her for her suspension.
Yes.
It was so who will amend it if she doesn't come in, beat the system and push for that amendment such that another Natasha coming will
They
not
don't want her to
be
come
bound by
in.
They don't want her to come.
They don't want her to come in.
At the end of the day.
They don't want her to come in.
They will still say she should not come back.
So what happens to the people that she's representing?
Yes, she's
what's
supposed to
happening to the
prioritize the
constituency?
people.
A short break. Let's take a few comments on this. Obviously, we can't end this thing right now. There's still a few angles. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
There's no angle. There's no.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back. Right back.
Alright everyone, open your ears, make we talk. Shout my tea fresh now, but you know, I beg you.
Hello, TVC Communications, how can I help?
What makes TVC the right choice for my business?
Excellent question, sir. Let me share some exciting facts with you.
Start your day on TVC Entertainment with Wake Up Nigeria, a family and lifestyle show. Your view empowers women globally.
It's your view, let it count.
Entertainment Splash delivers the hottest celebrity trends. On TVC News, we keep you informed with breaking news and in-depth analysis of events shaping the world.
I will continue to speak the truth.
TVC News at 7 and TVC News at 10 p.m. delivers the most important stories of the day. Max FM, your hit music radio station, captivates listeners daily across Lagos and Abuja, making every commute more enjoyable. Adaba 88.9 FM is not left out, as it is the voice of Southwest. And on TVC Digital, we reach to million viewers daily. All together, pulls in over 17 million viewers daily. Contact us on 0707-272-8338 or marketing at tvccommunications.tv. Partner with TVC Communications today. Let's grow together.
Hello, TVC Communications, how can I help?
What makes TVC the right choice for my business?
Excellent question, sir. Let me share some exciting.
This is not just the round table. This is the black table.
This is the Black Table, where real men speak their truth about the world we live in, the games we play, the power we chase, and the women who shake it off. Unfiltered.
There's this entitlement to choice.
Unapologetic.
There's something in sociology that said even crime has an advantage in the society.
Unafraid.
In my practice, I found that sometimes the woman is saying honey, but you are hearing monkey.
Sports, politics, culture, women, and what it means to be a man in today's world. No scripts, no safe zones, just grown conversations. So pull up a chair if you're built for it. This is the Black Table.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw ether material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move weigh in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking, advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Level 2, electrified fence.
That's terrifying. Let's get out of here.
Hey Nick fam! Remember, Nick on TVC is your one-stop for engaging children's shows like El Tigre, Paw Patrol, SpongeBob SquarePants, Kung Fu Panda, and lots more to keep the kids glued to their screens. Catch us on Mondays to Fridays at 4 p.m. to 5 p.m. and Saturdays and Sundays from 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. right here on TVC.
The time has come to experience the power of faith, music, and praise. This is the Max Urban Gospel Chart Show. Every Sunday from 10 a.m. Tune in to catch the pulse-pounding beats and soul-stirring melodies that will elevate your faith and leave a lasting impact on your heart. The Max Urban Gospel Chart Show. Every Sunday from 10 a.m. exclusively on Max FM, where we count down the best 20 urban gospel hits from around the world. Get your praise on.
Thanks for staying with us. Sorry it took a bit longer than usual. Let's take a few comments on social media and wrap up on this matter.
Fadiki Futa, is that what you have? Yes. Natasha says, Natasha shows up at the National Assembly and security says, sorry ma'am, today is not your episode. Oladidi says, Babiu must be seeing her in his dreams. The man don't enter him. Fadiki also says, who needs a key card when you've got fans chanting push as your door opener?
Fadiki is really having fun because he also mentioned Akpabio locked the gate, but Natasha unlocked the headlines. He said Senate gate security drama trending faster than fuel prices. Yet today, Shonaike says Akpabio would ensure Natasha is grounded. Who told you the guys in the Senate are representing anybody or constituents? It's come and chop. You are not expected to have independent mind. Dan Daniel says, capital commodities, what are you saying? I'm 100% sure that if you were in our shoes, you would do more than that because you will have an answer to give to the people you are representing. So I think it's sort of like saying the reason she went to push for it. To push for it is because the people she's representing are saying you're not fighting enough to represent us. So that's then don't
so the people of the Kogi Central can carry their own placard and insist that their senator represent them.
Let me take this call. Good morning. Thanks for calling. You're live.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning, sir.
Please, we have to be very careful with this sensitive matter of Natasha and President of the Senate.
Okay.
I'm not in support of any one of them. I'm just here to make an objective analysis of all. You see, the way I'm seeing Natasha, she's trying to ride on the back of this masculine, feminine sentiment to bulldoze her way back to Senate. It's so right. That's number one. Number two, you see, the Senate president, everybody knows the way he talks. He talks carelessly. That's our own way we observe him, which is unbefitting of that office. But you see, the way she's going about it, who are her lawyers? Because she went to court, she's not self-represented there. Some lawyers represented her. They should be able to interpret the law to her. Look, we are not talking about whether one is a woman or no. You see, that shows the kind of person she is. This issue, this drama you are seeing happening, is telling us it's an inroad into attitudinal hierarchy. You cannot be having this sensitive matter. You are accusing a Senate president of sexual abuse. Then you think you can still come back to the Senate through the back door and do whatever you like.
How is the accusation and indictment?
You see, this issue of trying to blackmail people to have your way, people have outlived this kind of a gift.
All right, thank you very much, Hassan.
So the court did not talk about the sexual abuse matter. The court was talking about
her resumption,
her suspension, based on the rules of the House.
So let's not go back into that.
Let's not go back there. So my opinion is that she obeys the judgment, but she's appealed it. If the appeal court, if she's appealed it, then she should wait out the appeal. If the appeal court rules in her favor by upholding the judgment, they should clarify certain areas. I hope our lawyers are adding that. The areas that are not compelling enough, that they don't have, the force of a compulsion on the House. If that is addressed, she can go back to the House after obeying the court order. And that, the court only ruled on the contempt of court. Those were specifically compelling. They ordered her to pay a fine. They also ordered her to do an apology. And opined, in the opinion of the judge, that the Senate's laws were too aggressive, too excessive, and were the disenfranchising of our constituency in the fact that they don't allow a representative. The court should have ordered. Was the judge afraid? Justice Yako, she's the same judge. I don't think that judge has a good reputation. Yako is not. She's not afraid.
Why didn't she just go ahead and?
She understands that she cannot.
She's a judge.
She
doesn't want her judgment to get to the appeal court and be set aside totally. So
we have to wrap up on this, but I think really, in a nutshell, is that I see both sides of the divide. I understand that the need for her to fight for her right, the need for her to represent her people, which I think is that's the most important objective, which led her to try to resume yesterday. On the other hand, there's also the issue of the rule of law within and outside the Senate, and we need to ensure that both are obeyed. So either way, the people must win. I think that's all we can take on this segment. I'm not sure if we can continue to our next story because it's quite important, but I think we're going to a very short break. When we come back, we have another hot topic for you. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
Start your day on TVC Entertainment with Wake Up Nigeria, a family and lifestyle show. Your View empowers women globally.
It's your view, let it count.
Entertainment Splash delivers the hottest celebrity trends. On TVC News, we keep you informed with breaking news and in-depth analysis of events shaping the world.
I will continue to speak the truth.
TVC News at 7 and TVC News at 10 p.m. delivers the most important stories of the day. Max FM, your hit music radio station, captivates listeners daily across Lagos and Abuja, making every commute more enjoyable. Adaba 88.9 FM is not left out, as it is the voice of Southwest. And on TVC Digital, we reach to million viewers daily. All together, pulls in over 17 million viewers daily. Contact us on 0707 272 8338 or marketing@tvccommunications.tv. Partner with TVC Communications today. Let's grow together.
Breaking news isn't just about speed, but more importantly, about fact and accuracy. It is responsible journalism, being ahead, unbiased, sensitive, in telling the stories that people would want to hear in a way that protects their sanity and for the public good. And it goes beyond breaking the news to actually following up, exploring all the angles, engaging newsmakers, tracking impact, all geared towards informing, educating, and setting agenda for the people. Breaking news is holistic, entire, complete. It's about you, me, and the world we live in. Breaking news is at the core of what we do at TVC News, and it's the honor of my life to serve you this news, fresh off the press.
TVC News, first with breaking news.
Good morning, Marina Station and all the passengers. Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are a long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final, decisions on policies, programs of government. I will have to ensure that, the narration of Lagos as a PLC is taken very, very seriously.
This is a major pedestrian bridge linking Oyinbo here to Apapa Road over there.
With this overpass, we are providing what we call permanent solutions.
This place is one of the most dangerous areas at the biosecurity environment.
This can go into the news and every crumbs of your neighborhood.
Our goal is to remain as Africa's model.
Thanks for staying with us. All right, so a few weeks back, when our president had died in London, a lot of conversation came concerning why the former president, apologies, when the former president died in London. A lot of questions were raised concerning the healthcare system in Nigeria, the adequate equipment or the adequate facility we had to support medical crisis that Nigerians may have in the country. And then there were lots of concerns about what the government was doing as regards healthcare infrastructure, building hospitals, hiring doctors. All that conversation went on social media. And since then, we've had quite a few lawmakers come up with different propositions. Others are saying, oh, government should start building hospitals. They shouldn't be allowed to travel abroad for their family. And I think Mariam took a story earlier about one lawmaker who was also making that appeal. I'll let you establish his own position because that is going to give birth to the conversation we're about to have concerning who exactly should be responsible for healthcare development in our country. Let me let you tell us.
So this is distinguished Amobi Oga. He's a member representing Isu Ukwato, Umunechi Federal Constituency of Abia State, and he's the sponsor of this legislation, and it's called Private Institutions and Healthcare Service Providers Prohibition Bill. And what he's saying really in short, is that because of the patronage of private schools and healthcare facilities, our institutions of learning and medical care have become a shadow of themselves, with little or no infrastructural development and falling standards of services. And he thinks that it is of utmost necessity to restore confidence in government institutions like public schools, government hospitals, to promote the image of our country. He says that it does not speak well of our country that our presidents and notable government functionaries are seen to be going abroad for medical treatment and even dying in the process. And so for him, this bill intends to put a stop to all this medical and educational tourism among public and civil servants. So, you know, I think what he's spoken the minds of many of us, and to be honest, this is not the sort of bill that I expected to be passed or to be introduced at the House, because we feel that it favors those of them in public offices, and they would not want this to be introduced. And I get his why he did this. So for him, if you look at it, what he's really pushing is for better medical facilities and services, as well as schools, educational facilities. And he feels that the way to address it is if we can compel our government functionaries, our leaders, to use these facilities. And we have made a case for this many times over, where we say, if they are there, if these are the facilities that they use, it would not mean anything to them, you know, to make sure that it is improved upon, to make sure that we have proper infrastructure, to make sure that we have teachers in our schools, because their children have to go to those schools and learn from those teachers, to make sure that our health services and facilities are functional, because they'll have to end up in hospitals like that. And I agree with him that it doesn't really speak well of us that our leaders, you know, have to be rushed abroad for treatment when we can do that here. Someone has shared something with me about the time our former president passed. He said that what's wrong with our facilities, you know, that someone abroad was asking, what's wrong with our facilities, you know. He says, because you have the best brains, because our hospitals that you all come to are filled with your doctors. So what's wrong with the facilities on ground? So it's not that we don't have proper personnel. It's not like we don't have personnel that know their job. There's something wrong with the infrastructure on ground. There's also something wrong with our functionaries going abroad, receiving treatment from the same Nigerians that should have been receiving from here, and it will make a greater impact on our country. And he talks about the budget, how much money or resources, how much resources and money that we are putting in traveling abroad for medical services, in sending these children abroad when they can be for educational purposes, when it can be invested in our country, and also provide some form of medical tourism towards our country, you know, instead of always going out. So
okay, well, who else would like to jump in here? Because the reason why this was so important is because there was an argument that really government doesn't have a business building big hospitals, that many of the hospitals many of us go abroad were never originally government owned, that many of them were privately built, and then government seeing how the fact that those hospitals were not accessible to the average, started either buying stakes in it or started having regulatory such that having Medicare and Medicaid, various schemes to give people accessibility to some of these private hospitals, where the real focus is that Nigerians, even the Nigerian rich, have refused to invest in Nigeria, meaning that, I'm just saying, meaning that government cannot do everything. The reason I give an example, Governor Sanwo-Olu is building massive hospital. Where is that? That big children's hospital. I'm just saying, he's rebuilding, I know. But it's one.
Okay.
How many can he build across all the local governments? We have 57 local governments in this state. How many can he build per? How many can he build to meet the need of over 30 million people living in this Lagos? I don't feel like we let him build 20. I'm almost done, BC. So the problem is one thing for government to build, no doubt. Nobody's asking you not to build. But there's a consciousness that the Nigerian people must have to understand that you can't keep pointing figures, which is where I always stood. That government have a role to play. However, the private sector must also be willing to put their own mouth where their mouth is.
Let jump in here. Yes. So I think we should not put the issues together.
Okay.
These are separate issues in my own personal opinion. And I've always said on this table that you cannot know where it pinches when you don't wear the shoe. One of the reasons, or many reasons, why people decide to get into leadership is for them to be able to serve. Now we're in a climb where a lot of people are getting into leadership positions, not because they want to serve, but because they want to serve their interests. They want to serve, quite all right, but they want to serve their interest. And we're saying these are issues we've seen over the years. How do we put a stop to people getting into places of leadership, just putting their own personal interests at heart? How do we put a stop to that? And we have come up with ideas. And one of the ideas is, if you do not taste the soup, you will not know whether it's salty or not. We have people who are riding on the very big SUVs as leaders who, because of the kind of shock absorber they have in their cars, will not feel the pothole when they pass. Meanwhile, the common citizens that you are serving are in bakoro buses, and as they pass those potholes, the thing will shake, they will feel it. So they are the ones feeling the pinch. And when they are saying, these roads are not good, because you are comfortably seated in your AC, hold on, I'm going somewhere, I'm building somewhere.
I know.
You're comfortably seated, you don't feel it as they feel it. Imagine being in a bus and being in a padded SUV. You will not feel the same thing on the same road, right? So we're saying, can we do it in such a way that many of us, even the public servants, get into some of these buses so that when they pass those roads, how many times they'll know that, I have to call attention to this. One, we're saying that we're complaining of the quality of education, but we now have given options to those who are leading us to send their own children abroad. So when we, the common man, who probably have no hope, are using the system, and we're complaining the strikes are getting too much, this one is happening, there's no, the quality of education, our leaders are not feeling what we're feeling because their own children have an option to go out. And we're saying, if you want to serve, it's not for everybody. If you're a private citizen and you are making your own money and you don't want to be in positions of leadership and you opt for the private schools, the private hospitals, of course, private people will make their money. Go ahead. But if you choose to serve your nation, you will serve with everything.
Point taken.
Let me tell
you why. Let me tell you, because this argument has been made here 1 billion times. So you're not saying anything new. Wait. What you are saying, we have said it over the year. I'm not saying anything new.
Bill is about
Calm down, relax.
It's about what
I'm not coming to you yet. I'm coming to BC. Because this matter, this thing you are saying, we have said it.
Yes.
We understand it.
Yes.
Nigerians know it. They take it to themselves every day.
So what did this man say now?
I am telling you now that it's not because I am entering air conditioner. It's not because my children don't feel it. It's the poverty of the mind that took me into the government in the first place. Make you understand. Let me make you understand it. It's not because I am entering Prado today that I don't feel that you're entering Pokoro. It's not because I have access to send my children to America that is different. It is the mentality, the poverty mentality we'll be talking about all week that brought me into government. That is not making me go to your hospital. Saying, oh, now I have the money. Now I used to use that hospital because I used to use the same paracetamol that was fake. In that hospital, you're using it. But now I have become local government chairman. Now I have become senator. I'm still from the same community. Wait, hang in there. I'm busy with understanding. So this person now, this poor Nigerian mentality man, as now becomes a local government chairman, becomes a senator, becomes a governor. Do you think he's still going to go to that house? No. Now I have arrived. So the mentality is not because he's now living in a good place. It's because of the poverty of the mind.
We understand the problem. Like you said, it's not about the problem. It's about how do we solve this problem
now
from escalating as it has been escalating over the years. Now we put on system.
We'll do after the break. I want us to be on the same page.
We are on the same page.
So we all agree that this is the issue.
Yes, those are the issues. How do we solve it?
Let's go on a short break. When we come back, we continue. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Because
stay tuned. Your view will be right back. Right back.
To move our GDP from the 5-6 position to the 3rd position, and we believe is achievable with all the commitments we have.
Explore the city of Lagos, where dreams are made and possibilities are endless. Amadidoja Salamadini. I live in Lagos, inside Lagos.
I'm Nifemi Oguntoye, news anchor with TVC News.
My day is usually busy and it's difficult keeping up with breaking news stories, trending stories, business news, stock exchange and what have you. But with TVC News on WhatsApp, I'm able to catch up with all the breaking news, real-time updates and trending stories on the go, right on my phone, no matter where I am. It's quick, easy and always on. And here you can join us by scanning the QR code or using the link on our X and Instagram. Why wait? Come to the side of news that keeps you ahead. TVC News, first with breaking news.
I'm Miriam Lunge. I'm a passionate environment advocate and a published author.
I am the founder of Celebration, a businesswoman, and a fashion icon.
I am a wealth coach and a real estate developer.
I am Amako Arakwe. I'm a corporate commercial lawyer and an entrepreneur.
Welcome to our hacker. I am Ramatu Shehu Oyibo, an entrepreneur and a business coach.
I am the voice of an average Muslim woman, an hijabite, and a lawyer.
I am a polymath and a serial entrepreneur.
I am Murayo Afolabi Brown, Managing Director, TVC Entertainment. I'm a media consultant, producer, and broadcaster.
The ladies of Your View are made of women from different professions, tribes, cultures, and religion. Join us every Monday to Friday as we share our views on topical and social issues.
The TVC News at 7 and the TVC News at 10 are not like any other news broadcast.
It's the big news hour, the hour for the big breaking stories.
We've got some of the best reporters on the field,
Taking you through as it happens.
it's fast-paced, hard-hitting,
With investigations that matter.
bringing in news that affect your life.
With sport, entertainment and business so you don't miss a thing.
Experience resourceful coverage with depth.
Everything.
Doubt and fear doesn't occur at the canvas, it shows in the canvas. It shows the conation of raw earthen material slabbed, stroked and molded at a pace provided by the doubt and fear. Every move way in the struggle of one to the other, merging the past to the present, brushstrokes of colors seen but not known. For when the wailing stops, the pieces settle down in abject beauty erected for a century of a century. Speaking.
Thanks for staying with us. We're still having this conversation. Who wants to jump in now? I think
You
Mariam
did
was-
not cut me, shall I just add
finish
small?
up, please.
So, my point is, we understand the problem, like you rightly mentioned, which is the mindset. And we're saying, how do we solve this problem? And we're also looking at how did the other countries that we like to copy solve their problem. I've never heard in the history of those countries where their governors leave their country and go get healthcare somewhere. Leave their country and go get healthcare and die somewhere else away from their country. So it's telling me that because everybody, leaders now have an option, it's easier to go with the one that flows with your new class and status.
Convenient.
Convenience for you, you can afford it. But if we make it in such a way, according to this bill, that once you choose leadership, everything you do with your children will be here. You will see how things will happen. If I'm going to put my child in a certain school, I will pay attention to how the teachers are qualified. I will pay attention to what is happening in the school. I will make sure that they are not having strikes so that my children can go to school 4 years and come out. I will pay attention. But because we have our leaders divided, that's what I'm saying. The leaders are divided. Their interest is here, half. Their interest is outside. We cannot make a headway. So if you choose to serve here. When you're done, you can carry your private money and go anywhere you want. Somebody will stop you. Thank you, my sister.
Point taken. Let's talk about the solution. Because that's what we're trying to see. Like, how do we solve this problem?
They give solutions.
I don't give you one now. Mariah, I don't like my solution.
No, the solution is that once you're a leader,
when you choose leadership,
we've gotten that. I mean, that for me, that's one solution.
I believe that they should build more facility because that was where the conversation started from. I believe that certain things must be collectively owned, it must be Commonwealth.
Okay.
Our health cannot just, completely be privatized. The reason is because there are classes of people. Presently, I'm using the government hospital, but the private facility within that government to see to an uncle's health. And I'm surprised that, the alternatives, there are people, no matter how you look at it, Larry Olushola and BC says this, there will always be within a certain cadre.
True.
Some of us, we are in that cadre, but because we can struggle small, we want to aspire to use it because we don't want to stress. So those are the alternatives that they must give. But for a former governor of a state who is being charged or tried for having fleeced the state, to bring another to court to grant him to release his passport so that he can go and see doctor in the abroad. It should not be possible. It should, as in, so the people of the state who cannot afford good health, who cannot afford, subsidized health services. The state which capital has only one federal medical center. And the people are queuing. Somebody is losing her baby because she's been in labor for days. The baby died inside. They are delivering the baby stillbirth. And the person is looking at the governor entering private jets. They go. If swear could kill somebody, that plane will crash.
Yes, sir.
That's the truth. And such people with such alternative mindsets should not lead this country.
Thank you.
Somebody who understands how important it is to lead the country is the person who should be there. Somebody who is patriotic enough to say that if it is Eba, we are eating here, it is something that we eat laudably. We go country, they know they put seasoning for food. All of us come humble. See me mixing. Doing mixing every day. The day I declared that I came with my gari, they seized my gari. I did not see my gari until the day I was about to leave. Because it's once you have an alternative, I just told myself, I said, this gari is backup in case of everything fail. But let me learn
that was an alternative.
what is available. A lot of Nigerians are in that what is available cadre. People queue for days to see doctors. We know how important it is, but our ministers of health and labor have said it is normal for doctors to go.
So I am.
What are we doing? See,
agreement.
First cardiologist is the alternative of the big man if they want to do cardiology in Nigeria.
And that's private.
A lot of people are waiting to see one in Festac. All of us use the same cardiologist. If we living in Satellite and Festac know this doctor, we queue for hours. If you go to a private hospital, still the consultant. We are waiting to see him. All of us, we are waiting to see that one.
Everybody queues all over the world.
So you can't afford. So those are the issues. Health is so important.
But when our leaders go, they don't queue.
The leaders don't know. They don't know this queue.
They don't follow
the leaders, the honorable member representing Satellite, what's it called, Amu Odofin, and the one representing Oriade in the various houses of assembly, they travel out. I say it here, they should come and show me their card.
In any local hospital here.
In the local hospital.
I agree with you.
But when I went for my medical check in Hunan, I went to Hunan General Hospital. Now robots give us medicine. Robots, now they pick medicine from this person. I'm saying that the people are using their facility and so they are improving it.
Yes, they know what
See, what you are saying, as I said before, I'm not disputing it because we discussed this matter where we all agree that it only makes sense for if our leaders use our facility, they will also understand what Nigerians are going through. We get that. How do we solve it? You are saying one is
criminalize the alternative.
What I'm saying, in addition to whatever government can build, the private sector must also be willing to build. There's a hospital in New York called Mount Sinai, one of the biggest hospitals. I was trying to Google it. It is Orthodox Jewish philanthropist Simon, Simpson, 1780 to 18 that built it, and then other people came in to have shares in it. The point is that we as a people must understand first that government might have ideas to build the hospital. We saw it when we went to Uyo. Akpabio built that hospital, and I'm still saying it because me, I entered.
Did he use the hospital he built?
Me, I entered. I entered that hospital. You see, it's one thing for government to have, but this is my own issue. But everybody can have an idea. The same way they built Tinapa. Tinapa came before its time. The same way you build a world-class facility in a place where we don't have doctors. So it's not about building facilities, about what is the government doing to ensure to attract people to come to the state to actually be doctors.
You know some doctors.
Why didn't we? Okay, let's answer.
Some doctors jackpot, some doctors jackpot for proper facility.
We're looking for solutions. Because I don't want to say the same thing we always say.
Solution we get today. But we need to understand the problem to proffer the solution.
We understand the problem. We all know. We've discussed it several times, so we shouldn't belabor it. However, when we think about solutions, when we ask people to bring private investment, and we have had private investment, there are big hospitals. There's this Margaret something hospital that was just opened in Abuja, massive investment. There are hospitals that are in Lekki that you would think it is a multinational building. And so private, there are hospitals already coming up in. God bless you. Because it is obvious that there is need for facilities, quality facilities. So we know that, but there is a part of policy and government, which is to create that enabling environment, because you know there is a gap.
Yes.
But when you don't see or feel the gap, that's the problem. That's what this law is addressing. So now, when you know there is a gap and you feel the gap, you would make the environment. I can't build all the hospitals, but I can give you land. If I know you are bringing this much money, hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, to build and create this facility, I will give you free land, but I'll tell you, put the hospital in Ejigbo, because I have a gap in Ejigbo. I'll tell you, put the hospital in Ikorodu. I'll say, put it in the riverine area. I'll give you free land. I would even provide you accommodation while you are doing the building, because I understand where the needs are. So we need that government involvement to enable private partnership to bring the infrastructure we need. For now, we have willing private people that want to come and even work for free. I want to do free surgeries in general hospital. You will be like you are going through the eye of a needle before you can get to do free surgery and serve your time. So solution would be that when we have conversations like this,
remind our leaders of what the options are. I totally agree with you, 100%. Absolutely agree.
But because this law,
they are not patronizing the options.
So it is an embarrassment for me. I did not mention it when we were discussing the death of our former president, but it is embarrassing. This is not the first president.
I have to pause you because I'm told that we have to link off.
Oh, geez, to die abroad.
1 second.
And then everybody is traveling.
So, House of Rep member of Petroleum Resources Downstream Interactive Session with stakeholders. House of Rep Library Building 1. Well, today they're having it live on TVC starting 10:30. So that's what they're having there, and we'll be linking up with on our news channel. But those of you watching can continue watching us online on our TVC handles, and then we'll be like to join you there.
I think that government, the people. I want to see leaders that will feel like this is a national embarrassment. That you would now make a decision that no matter what. Do you know how proud Nigerians felt when the VP did his surgery in Nigeria?
Yes, now
it was a moment. It was a moment that could have been built up on. But our leaders went back into taking care of themselves at abroad.
So in addition, Tokwe, to what you just said, is that where we now infuse a larger portion of our budget to the insurance, the health insurance, such that Nigerians can access those hospitals, those big hospitals in Lekki, though, because many of them can't access it because they're expensive. So the point is that many Nigerians, they're sitting aside of surgeries you can't get in the
Let me tell you why these big hospitals came about. It's because you have not put the needed resources that you into the public ones.
Which is enough.
It is not.
No. How many hospitals can you have?
Wait, just wait. What we have, you don't even care about it.
Yes.
It has dilapidated so bad that it cannot even see to the initial numbers that you wanted it to cater to. Because you have used the resources to travel. You have used the resources. Yes, that's the truth. Because it's a cycle. We just think money just dropped from different places. If you take money from here, it would affect money for here. That's the truth. If I'm sending you to travel every time, paying for private jet, paying for all the aids that will follow you, the money that's supposed to go into making sure that this hospital continues to cater for the large number of people.
You have good doctors.
You have that. And then when you are working in that hospital as a doctor, as a medical personnel, or whatever, and every time your generator has packed up, there are no equipment or tools for you to use. And because of that, a lot of people are not coming to the hospital. You're not making enough revenue to even pay your doctors. These doctors would look for another option. That's why I said, yes, we may understand the problem, but do we truly understand it properly? To proper solutions, we need to understand how far-reaching some of these bad decisions that we make are. That I'm sitting down, I feel that I'm such a rich man. Yeah, I'm a politician, but I've always been rich, and I now move my money to that place. It would affect this story. So I like the example of our former Vice President, Yemi Osibajo. that hospital that he went to, because he went there, I went there.
Imagine.
And I know many people that have gone there because he went there. And it was good to see also that it was a hospital of great repute and, you know, the service is great. And that's all we're asking. That we have, in fact, there's also another doctor who has moved to Nigeria, who's always been a doctor in America, but he's moved to Nigeria to provide a specialized kind of medical service to Nigerians. If we all, and he says the reason he's doing that so that we don't spend all those resources in paying just for traveling there. We can use it for the treatment. He brought it here. Imagine if this man stays 5 years, 10 years, and in the 5 years, all the people that are supposed to come, that can afford to come to his hospital, have taken their money and gone abroad. How long do you think he will last there?
We pack up and go.
And this is private. He has brought his work. So we need to put policies on ground that will compel our leaders to use the facilities here.
Let me go on a very short break. When we come back, we continue this conversation. Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your view will be right back. Right back.
Tasty, something to fill my belly. I want my golden penny noodles full of flavor. I want what I want.
Advocating, protesting as the arts are meant to be.
Good morning, Marina Station and all the passengers. Efficient, it's comfortable.
This development will go a long way in reducing congestion and emission.
The trains are long-term solution to Lagos traffic challenges.
This is where we take the final, decisions on policies, programs of government. I will have to ensure that, the narration of Lagos as a PLC is taken very, very seriously.
This is a major pedestrian bridge linking Oyingo here to Apapa Road over there.
With this overpass, we are providing what we call permanent solutions.
This place is one of the most dangerous areas at the biosecurity environment.
This can go into the news and every crumbs of your neighborhood.
Our goal is to remain as Africa's model megacity, to move our GDP from the 5-6 position to the 3rd position, and we believe is achievable with all the commitments we have.
Explore the city of Lagos, where dreams are made and possibilities are endless. Amadedoja Salamadini. I live in Lagos, inside Lagos.
Hey, my people, I greet you plenty. My name is Nachika Okeke.
My name na Uwi Balogun.
My name na Damilola Banire. My name na Moyo Faraway Ahmed. If you also call me Moyo, listen. And this na Abigail.
And I dare on top of you, Pigeon.
I'm going to bring you bass, boost. I don't get person will be single mother before. He carry another man show, say, now my husband be this. After that day, the man disappear again.
If you snooze, you lose. If you miss this show, you miss out. On top this our show, I not dey gree for anybody.
When you dey find the husband, you not see sign say the guy smart, you don't vex, don't give signs.
If they look for person, we go give them to you. Fact as it be.
Men no dey ever get forced. If baby not dey for her, na the woman.
Talk no dey be person, make person no fit talk true inside. But for this country, we not say if we open court in the morning, waiting no good, no good.
Me and my sisters, hey, we go tanda gidigba for inside studio to give una all the latest information.
We not even take responsibility for the children. Please the man.
And that's some poria.
Thanks for staying with us. So we're still having this conversation. Nima, I'll let you jump in and I'll come to talk. Go ahead.
So just as we were talking, that we have to criminalize the options for every public office holder, so that the public facilities will work.
Both private and public.
Yes.
Just the public. From now, if you're a public office holder, you should be in the general hospital. You can have the luxury of the private ward, which you pay extra for comfort and all of that, but you must see the doctors there, know the doctors there in the constituencies that you represent. Also, the options of the alternative businessmen who open the kind of hospital the vice president used should be left for those who can afford it, who are not in public office, whose financial resources are none of our business. Whether they invest it, then they can support. We envy other countries for what is research. A lot of the things that are research is what we envy them for. How many of our businessmen are putting money to solve one of the prevalent conditions we have nowadays is kidney failure. There's something that we are missing that we can add in our food to prevent it. So when I traveled, we were doing the rice value chain seminar, and we are told here that rice is carbs, we shouldn't eat it. Research now showed that in rice there's a
vitamin,
there's a mineral that you can get if you process the rice bran. After the husk, there's a thing we take off. It's called bran. That you can get something that controls blood pressure for every citizen.
Inside rice.
In their country there, the most prevalent health condition is high blood pressure. And so they researched and found it in rice and decided to put that in every meal. So averagely, as you're walking on the street, somebody is regulating your blood pressure from the food you've just eaten in public places without us knowing.
Amazing.
We are looking at those places and we are envious of them. But you know that our rice that we condemn here was rated one of the healthiest. Imagine. Because we don't over-process. It's not because we have done research, but because we did where our grandfathers left us. We don't over-process our own. It is a public office holder who would know.
Who should know?
It is a public office holder who should be looking at the colleges of agriculture, the universities of agriculture, and saying, doctor, what have you just researched? And that's, I'm coming there because I've not finished. Let me quickly use my own to talk my sermon. It is that agricultural lecturer that should not be envious of the doctorate student that discovered it and say, well, you not pass.
I will fail you.
I cannot be here, you climb my head. It is a discovery that will solve society's problem.
This is all poverty mentality.
Then the staff that is in that general hospital that is looking at everybody to queue and dividing medicine and say, well, it's a queue now, I've not eaten. And say, we go back. We have a societal problem we must agree to solve, but we will start somewhere. We will start with the people we can hold first. The people who came to us and say, hold me, I can solve your problem. If in 2 years I don't solve it, hold me, we will hold them.
Okay, first. Let me take Moses. I'll come to you, Tokwe. Moses from Ikorodu, thanks for calling. You're live. Moses, are you there? Okay, Moses, please listen to me, not the TV. Okay, we have to disconnect. Go ahead, Tokwe.
Okay, so we agree.
Hello, Moses, are you there?
Will I say Moses don't?
Yes, I'm there.
Please go ahead. You're live. Go ahead, please.
Okay. I listened to your program this morning. I like the topic.
Thank you.
This is my second time of calling. And
welcome to the show.
I want to say that the government. Hello, can you hear me?
We can hear you loud and
Go ahead, please.
Okay. I'm saying that the government have 80% for the healthcare development in Nigeria for the primary and secondary healthcare. So it's only that we all know this is a problem in Nigeria and we know the solution. But the government, that's the problem. We have here a brother that died in UK. We have the former president died in that area. So have you seen the Russian president go to UK or go to America to go and die or to go and see himself? We have the facility as working in around 2013 to 2019. If I want to get an operation, I will not spend more than 5,000 Nigerian money. The moment I'm in legacy entering in that area. So it's a little money I will pay because they have put health insurance in that area. And we have the expertise. Nigerians, I'm telling you, I have a friend, more than 30 Nigerians, both men and women, that are working in Qatar. We have Qatar Medical Foundation. All the NGOs there, everything are computerized and everything. People are coming from UK, coming from abroad. You have Nigeria, many Nigerians, even my pastor, the chief pastor, Pastor Adekunle alone, with a pastor, he's a medical doctor. More than 25 experience and expertise. But Nigeria doesn't want to pay. If you want to refer to America, US, you say, oh, this is America, this is US, this is UK. But when it comes to the same procedure, the same pattern they are using in that place, that the system is working, you don't want to implement it. Why? There should be a law in the National Assembly that no any medical government official should go to foreign.
Okay, thank you very much.
Even the people agree.
Okay, so we all agree all government officials should use Nigerian hospitals. Nigerian schools is something we've said for many years, and I know all Nigerians would agree. Making that switch would be almost impossible to do, because many of our Nigerian politicians actually within their own private life can personally afford to travel and to take their children abroad. However, here is my concern. When Nigeria begins to, one of the low-hanging fruits we can deal with that can be done, because we also need to be realistic about what we're asking for, is that government will not officially fund the trip. Now, government officially funds trip for many politicians. Officially, they have a medical allowance, ESTA code in dollars, for medical trip abroad, even judges. I read it in the paper a few years ago, and I can never forget. I was looking, I've been searching for it, and I found it. One, even state's judge in Kano State, there is 100 million allowance for medical.
One person.
Yes, per person in abroad. Then I saw that beyond that, there is 10,000. This is from Vanguard. They said it is prudent for judges to get at least £10,000 for medical expense abroad. It is given to them as pounds, and then they have allowance of ESTA code for traveling abroad, because vacation is better when done abroad. And if that vacation and expense is funded by the Nigerian government, I'm not saying the judges should not earn good. They should earn well. But when we are beginning to fund this money that Nigeria has worked hard for, that is not going to majority, the government officials take it abroad to empower other economies.
Why would I kill myself to get into that position?
We must die there now.
We die there. Why would I kill myself?
If we have it in the law, budgeted, that this dollar amount, this hundreds of dollars is for medical trip abroad, not that they should do it in Nigeria. If you are going to release any amount of money by the government, do it here.
That must be reviewed.
Find the hospital here. If you want to collect money from the government, Mariah, it is there that some
the money in the economy
go for medical treatment abroad to the tune of £50,000 and bring it to remiss in Nigeria to be paid.
Jesus
and
Christ.
We are saying we don't have money and we're complaining. What are you saying? It's in the
end of discussion. So you agree? End of discussion.
You see how deep the problem is.
Let me take this call. Let me just drink water down.
Hey,
Beauty
water finished
from London. Thanks for calling.
Water don't finish.
There's nothing else to say. Beauty, are you there? Can you hear us? Please speak.
I can hear you. Can
you
hear
go
me?
ahead, please. You're live.
Okay. Nice to yes. So much love this program. The thing I want to say is this. You see, something about the rich amongst us Africans and our politicians. They kind of devalue what they have. They feel like if they go abroad for medical treatment, there's this value it kind of asks them. And that is why, for any reason, they will not even want to develop or even build world-class hospitals. And the most interesting thing is, abroad at the country, the doctors there, 90%, if I'm not mistaken, are Nigerians, Indians, few of them are people that are from here. So for me, I would just say, I like what people are saying about the policy. If they can make this policy that once you are a politician, they should try as much as they can to encourage our own. They should go to our own hospitals to receive treatment. Yes. They should support those private hospitals too, and make it enable for everyone to be able to afford it. One good thing about the UK here is that as a citizen, or you're not a citizen, you will have entitlement to free medical assessment. You have to do that. So if our country can be doing this, just like they do for little children, you have free immunization. Why did they stop at a certain age? They can as well continue this too. So that is one of the ways I think that they can really help our country, Nigeria. Thank you.
Do you know that if this happens and we put it into law and we see our politicians, you see there are many people that have money, they don't know what to do with the money. They are always looking for, who do I help? What do I do? They will invest.
Because they know they will have
They will invest. They will invest because they see that the government of everybody is using it. Everybody now becomes almost equal. We can all access it. The doctors are there. The doctors will be well paid. Imagine I see that everybody is using this system. And I still hear that one doctor is not collecting so and so. What do we do to make sure that our doctors are well paid?
And just to keep them. And just add to this. Let's just add to this. Imagine, because we have some issues where people may raise the inefficiencies that happen, the corruption, and just, bad behavior that happens in a public institution. But imagine if I work there, knowing that a governor may just walk in, or a commissioner may just walk in. Wouldn't I be at work on time? You will. Wouldn't I make sure that I'm always on my best behavior? Yeah. Because you just never know who will be walking in. So these are some of the issues that will also be sorted out if our public officials use this.
That's really your target audience.
Yes.
So they can't go abroad again.
Yes.
So you start
sharing spaces with us is one of the things that has won. If during the election we're talking about buying corn, letting head,
that's what they used to connect with
sharing
us.
spaces with us
Periodically.
That you're on bed rest and you're on bed rest with the governor.
Lady. They'll simply just clear the house. They'll clear that floor. They can do that. They do it.
You know that.
They do it abroad for other people. But NMA is going to be strike matter.
Be first lady. When I was on bed rest, I disguised for the first few weeks I was there. I came in my room, but a few people knew who I was, but a lot of people didn't know, especially the cleaners. You need to see the way they treat people. The moment a few words went around that, Auntie, it's you I'm greeting. Even me know how to do those kinds of things. I greet you too specially. Those kind of psycho-fancy behavior will stop once and for all. True. If our public office holders are abusively or, how would I say it? Regularly using this place. So there will be no special heads, no special, but everybody will be upright doing their jobs. There will be consequences for everybody to do their jobs. But we still have a problem of society.
That makes sense. So the clearing is because this is an event. So let's clear it up. But if it was every day, you will not see that.
We're not saying that we will not give them respect, because give honor to whom honor is due. So if the leaders who come in and there's a queue, of course, we respect them to, allow them in instead of them standing on the queue. We can give that to them because of their position. But the fact that they are using the facility is a major boost to every
there's only one facility public officials that share with us.
Which one?
You should greet us.
Our courts.
Oh, they use airports. And they use airports.
There's no special court for everybody. When they come there, every judge is the same. Every
the Nigerian Medical Association. These are not resident doctors. This is like the main doctors. Warned Nigerians that they wanted the government to act on some things that they would go on strike. They've been issuing the warning since, and we have not answered them. If it were the fact that that is the only place majority of the politicians were getting response for their health challenges, it would be responded to faster. Please, let us know.
Let's take a few comments on social media, please.
I have Bobby Rowland here. Says Yaradua died abroad. Buhari died abroad. Abdul Salami is currently being treated abroad. Tinubu is being treated in Paris. Yet, Nigeria is the headquarters of maternal mortality. Does it make sense? Bukonla says this is senseless. Public officials should be paid very little to hold public offices. Corey says the change has to start from the top. And Mariah is saying the government has no responsibility.
So, Lala also has opened the can of worm. Lala says doctors aren't well paid in private hospitals.
Quote right.
Pretty building crappy pay. And that's another truth that is very painful. Some of these private hospitals we go to, we pay through our private schools we go to, we pay through our noses. If you see the teachers, everybody is a capitalist mindset. They're all maximizing profits. Nobody send nobody. We must also, in this our patriotism that we are preaching to our political leaders, we will also exemplify patriotism ourselves. One for your brother. This poverty mindset. Morales said that mindset of me, I must better pass all of you. There is nothing wrong if we are all better.
I think on the final note, I
need you to clarify because some people heard here.
This conversation and she understands it more than
people can hear what they want. It's fine. That's the beauty of the show. You don't have to hear my own true position. But I think really, I understand clearly. I think we've all said the same thing in different ways. The truth is government, and I love the fact that how we all were able to iron it out and make it clear that it's important for government to use Nigerian facilities, Nigerian medical services. When they do that, it makes it compelling for even private sector to invest in that area. I think that we made that very clear and crystal. My own position has always been, and has never changed, that the way that government has a role to play, but we the people also have an equal partner to play in this whole route. That's always my position. I never ended. That's all we can take on today's show.
Thank you.
I'll see you tomorrow. Bye for now.